Bag plays games, aka Bag.
What is up, baggers? Welcome back to the midweek market watch. Now, before we get into talking about the cards this week, let's go ahead and talk about some news coming to you from pokebeach.com. Go ahead and check them out if you haven't heard of them. So first thing we have here is going to be trading has now been added to TCG Pocket. I'm not going to go ahead and read this. You guys can pause the screen and read it on there. But it looks like you're able to trade cards with other players now. As long as it's under 3 diamonds rarity, it's free to trade. Anything above that's going to cost you trade tokens, starting at 120. And if you haven't heard already, millions of dollars of prototype Pokemon cards may be forgeries. Retired creature employee involved. Last year, hundreds of prototype Pokemon cards began to sell in collecting circles from the personal collection of Takumi Akabane, one of the original creators of Pokémon TCG. He worked at Creatures until 2008, so it appears he was working closely with CGC at an event to sign some of these cards. These are the prototypes right here you see on the screen. They look very, very rough, I would say. But apparently, in most printers, there's a hidden watermark that indicates the date it was printed. They found in these documents that were printed says it was printed in 2024, June 29th to be exact. A lot of other people did the same scan and it came back their copies were also made in 2024. Now this brought into question if any of these prototype cards are authentic, and this does a lot for CGC's reputation because they were grading these cards as authentic when in reality they were printed last year. Well, it looks like there was an update and they found that these specific cards right here were printed in 1996, and then CGC has not really made a statement on the matter. They're just said they're gonna start an investigation. This is looking like a big fraud scheme. It was millions of dollars were being traded here with these cards because they're prototype cards. As you guys know, Battle Partners released last Friday. There has been some fluctuations in the pricing of Japanese cards. We can see from this booster box, it's not a special booster box like Prismatic Evolutions, Shiny Treasures, or any of those type of sets. This is a normal set. It comes with 20 packs. The special sets usually come with 10. We're seeing this one go for 112 market price on TCG Player already almost a week after it's been released, so it's pretty high for this box. I don't even think the electric breaker hit this price. Japanese is getting really expensive right now, and especially with the top chase in this set. Now if we go ahead and base the prices just on TCG alone, it'll be a little bit inaccurate. I do know for a fact the Clefairy SIR is the most expensive card in this set, but I do not see it on here for whatever reason. I'm not sure if there's just no sales, there's no listings like this one, but the SIR version, I doubt the SIR version costs less than the super rare version. So let's not really use the TCG player pricing. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to PokeBeach and go off of their list that they have right here. So based on this article by PokeBeach, we can see that the Lily's Clefairy EX SIR is going for 58,000 yen, the Iono's Bellibolt EX SIR 31,000 yen, and Zorora EX SIR 16,000 yen. And then in terms of illustration rares, we see Lily's Ribombee 4,480 yen, Iono's Kilowattrel at 2,780. Also, there seems to be a common misprint for N Zoroark. It has to do with the gold one. The gold one somehow had the texture printed on it from the SIR, and this error version is currently going for 80,000 yen. So technically the error misprint, whatever you want to call it, is the most expensive card in this set. There's still a little bit of time before we receive our version of the Battle Partners set. Our Journey Together is what we will be receiving, but let's talk about Prismatic Evolutions. But before we get into that, 96% of you that are watching the video are not subscribed. Please go ahead and click the subscribe button and the notification bell. It really helps out the channel. I know a lot of you probably think you're subscribed already, but you're probably not. You just see the videos on the feed, so go ahead and click that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and take a look at Prismatic Evolutions here. In the pre-order era, it was around 150 pre-order. We're seeing it come down a little bit to 110, and I believe that has to do with multiple reasons. One, Pokemon announced that they're going to do a reprint of Prismatic Evolutions. Another thing could be the product we haven't received yet, separate from the reprint. So we still have the booster bundle, the mini tins, blisters, and the surprise boxes. So that could be bringing the price down a little bit, but we're not going to see a significant drop anytime soon until we see that restock of these ETBs from Pokemon. Still right now, lowest listed you can find for $111. Now, although we do see the price go down in the Prismatic sealed product, not so much for the actual SIRs in the set. We look at the Sylveon EX, market price is still going for 548.26, with the lowest verified being 525. Then after that, it just goes up to 550. We have the Leafeon EX here, market price 394, and the lowest listed verified is 400. A majority of the cards in this set that are Evolutions SIRs are about $230 and up. Any SIR that isn't an Evolution is 200 or under. And then of course they introduced the Master Balls in this set, so we can go ahead and see the Umbreon Master Ball pattern from Prismatic Evolution. Lowest verified is 300, but the market price is 366. So this had a significant drop recently, which we were expecting based off Terastal Fest. The Umbreon Master Ball did the same thing, and it dropped down significantly compared to the SIR version. Speaking of SIR, let's go ahead and look at the Umbreon EX SIR. Market price is $1,561.79, with the lowest verified being $1,700. And believe it or not, a PSA 10 already exists and has been sold. It looks like the first one to be sold for $3,670. Then a bunch of raws sold, and then we have one more right here that sold on the 26th for $5,432. There are still a couple listings of this Umbreon EX on eBay right now. Now to talk about the Umbreon VMAX alt art from Evolving Skies, the Moonbreon that has been running rampage since release. Market price is $1722.27, with the lowest verified being a PSA 9 for $1849.99, so $1,900. And if we go ahead and look at the PSA 10's recent sold, $2,825. Everyone knows this card. Does it make sense to you that the new Umbreon EX SIR from Prismatic Evolutions cost almost double original modern Moonbreon? It doesn't make sense. I don't see it holding that price throughout the year. It has to drop. Overvalued in my opinion. I understand it's probably because there's only two that have been confirmed sold. I don't believe it to be more than double the regular Moonbreon. We're going to talk about 151. We all know about the Costco video and all the madness going on there with the Blooming Waters release. We should be seeing more Blooming Waters released to LGSs and other places, I'm assuming. But let's take a look at some of this 151 sealed product price right now. So if we're looking at the UPC, it's going for $276.29 market price. And if we go ahead and take a look, we'll see what the lowest listed verified is right now. And it is 272, then after that's 285. So this is approaching 300 really soon. Let's take a look at this Pokemon Center ETB. 357 market price, lowest listed verified is 385. Even the regular ETB, market price 172, lowest verified is 170 plus $10 ship. So around 180 for this one. That's a significant increase, especially MSRP for this are 60, so it's about tripled MSRP. We're seeing the booster bundles still hold at around $60, and the mini tins are about $20 each now. As more and more people enter the hobby, and those people being older, the nostalgia starts to hit. And when nostalgia starts to hit, what are they going for? The ones they recognize the most. The ones they recognize the most are obviously all found in 151. So with the influx of new collectors into the hobby, it's bringing a higher interest into these older Pokemon. Not significantly increasing in price, but it is getting up there. $83.21 market price. Lowest listed verified is $80.57. It's been steadily increasing. If we look at it from the year, it's up 116% this year. The same thing with the Blastoise. You see the Blastoise actually increasing a little more. More people are fans of Blastoise than they are Venusaur, so that explains the price. $86.97 lowest listed verified is $89.26, so it's already a $90 card. And I don't see this going down anytime soon unless Pokemon decides to do a reprint like they're doing with Prismatic Evolutions. And we have the Charizard EX. We already know this has been a steady climber, up 109% over the year to almost 20% in the past month. Market price $244.75. But if we go ahead and look at the lowest verified, $250. Then after that, the next lowest verified is $265. Now let's throw it back just a little bit to those Sword and Shield era chase cards. Now let's take a look at Lost Origin first. And of course, we're going to talk about Giratina V. And the market price is $610. Over the past 3 months, up 62%. If we look at the lowest listed verified, $850. $850 is the lowest listed verified for the Giratina V. And if we go ahead and take a look at this card, latest sales as a PSA 10, basically the Japanese PSA 10 is selling for $850. And the last sold English one I could see is gonna be $1775. So these Sword and Shield alt arts are just booming right now. Speaking of Sword and Shield Chase alternate art cards, let's take a look at the Gengar VMAX, market price being $720, but the lowest listed verified being $794. Then after that, $819. This card has been going crazy. If you've seen the Frankenstein video, when I was walking around that day, I was looking for one of these just to see if I can add it to the collection, have a cool little coin flip. It didn't happen, but they were selling it for $550, and that's not that long ago. This is now going for $800. You could have bought that Gengar VMAX, if I would have bought it that day, up $250 on the card, assuming I sell it now, right? Now let's take a look at the last sold for the Gengar VMAX PSA 10, looking like $1450. This is not financial advice. $1450, and the one before that was $1300. With the way the Pokemon market is going, yes, is it gonna crash? Yes. But is it gonna crash soon? That's hard to tell. It seems like it's still on the uptrend as we speak. So seeing as this Gengar VMAX is currently only $1450, and if we look at the price of the other cards we were looking at, this already has the potential to go up maybe to $1,800 as it is, assuming the market stays how it is. Assuming the market grows at the rate it is now, $2,000 card possibly, but not $2,000 card forever. Just like a certain amount of time till everything starts to go to normalize. Now, if you guys have seen the vendor POVs, you know I've picked up this Lugia V alternate art. I did trade it not too long ago, but if we take a look and see the price now of how it's increased since probably pickup, I believe I got it around the 200 mark, like around here, and it is currently market price 286, with the lowest listed verified being 286, and after that 300. So this Lugia quickly becoming a $300 card. On top of that, this card was used competitively as the Lugia V deck. This is a card that's being rotated out, but we're seeing the price increase still. It's a very well-known Pokemon, but you would expect it to decline a little bit just because it's not going to be used competitively anymore, but we're seeing the opposite. It's just going to continue to increase just along everything else. And of course, the Lugia comes out in the Silver Tempest set, so we're seeing an increase of that as well. $53.11 market price, but the lowest listed verified is $57, so this is becoming a $60 ETB already. And if you guys have seen the previous market watches, you know I've been following this Crown Zenith. I've been talking about Crown Zenith since the start of the market watch, I believe. I love Crown Zenith. I think it's a great starter set. I love the set list, has great cards, hit rates are amazing, but we remember seeing this Crown Zenith Sea and Sky for $70 around that time is when I started covering it. We saw it jump all the way to $104, did dip a little bit back to $87, but the lowest listed verified is $87, and then after that, it does go to $95. MSRP on this one, I believe, is around $40 to $50 with the Sam's Club membership, and with MSRP, the amount of value you get in this product is insane. I believe it's 14 packs. 14 packs of Crown Zenith is amazing. And on top of that, you get the cool promos, but we are now seeing this cost what the value used to be. It's probably around an $80 value for $40 to $50 retail, but now we're paying for it. We're paying for what it is. Now, with the increased price of the sealed product for Crown Zenith, of course, that correlates with the price increase of the singles from Crown Zenith. These are just all the Galarian galleries that are in the set, but there's just a few specifically I want to talk about. So first I want to talk about the Giratina V-Star Sucre. We've been following it for a while, and we saw the initial jump, but it seems to slowly be climbing still. Market price is looking at 212, while the lowest listed verified is going to be 210, but then after that we're looking at 220. Not a big increase from when we saw it go to 190, but it's still climbing. And I also mentioned in the past that these cards were undervalued and were being slept on for what the price were. I've been following these cards since it was like a $25, $20 card, something like that. We're seeing these double in price because I saw this trio at a $20 price and I was like, okay, what am I missing here? It's the Legendary Beast. I know I'm a Johto fan, but still, seeing these trio as a $20 card, I felt it was significantly undervalued, and decided from then on forth I was going to pick this card up or the whole trio as much as I could when I saw it. $45 lowest listed verified, $45 market price. Another Galarian Gallery, the Mew from Crown Zenith as well, was going for $8 for around the same time the Suicune was going for $20. Now we're seeing the lowest listed verified being $18 or $17.83 plus $1.50 shipping, $17.77 market price. After that, $18.50. This is a $20 card. This just became a $20 card, and a lot of these cards were just slept on this whole time. I was looking at these and I was like, oh, people just haven't like opened their eyes to these cards yet, because when I saw this I was like, oh, that's instantly a $20 card. Now another trainer gallery card I want to talk about, the Pikachu Lost Origin trainer gallery. This trainer gallery, I know it says it's up 320% in the year, but just listen. It was a $4 card, is now a $12 card. It tripled in price, sure. We're at the highest point of this card. But let's really think about this card. It's a Pikachu sleeping in the Legends Arceus with the Legends Arceus female protagonist, right? Even at $12.93 being triple the price since it released, I still think this card is highly underrated. At $12, this card's still a steal. I had this card so many times. I have a copy of this card personally, but I also had other copies that I didn't even want to get rid of, but I got rid of them. I don't know what I did with one of them, and I sold one not too long ago. Lowest verified $12.87, then it jumps to $15, and then $13.99 plus shipping, $14.75. So maybe not yet, but a buyout of this card is gonna happen soon, and expect this card to skyrocket. Again, not financial advice, just my personal opinion. But look at the lowest listed verified is $12.87 plus 60 cents. They have 2 copies. By the time you see this video, that listing will be gone because I will be purchasing those 2 because I believe this card has potential to continue going up just because it's Pikachu the mascot, female protagonist from Legends Arceus. I love Pikachu, so I will be getting this card personally. So I will be getting this card. I think it's a great art. I think it's underrated, and I think it's potential to go up, and I'd rather have some now before they continue to go up. And remember, you baggers are hearing it first from me, and baggers of Bag Nation always get the exclusive scoop first. Since we did speak about how newer collectors or newer people entering the hobby are more familiar with older Pokemon. So with that being said, of course, we're going to see the increase in price of the Stellar Crown. Squirtle was going for a while for around $50 to $60, right? Now we're seeing a market price of $79.26 with the lowest of listed verified being $90. Even the Japanese one, they want $85. It's insane. And of course, if Squirtle's going to go up, so is the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown as well. $71.02 market price with the lowest listed verified being $70. Squirtle is probably a little more popular than Bulbasaur, so that's why we're seeing the price difference. Very, very little price difference, but yeah, this card is increasing. And if this card is increasing, so is the Charmander. Charmander, this one's a promo from Obsidian Flames ETB. This one, if you've been following, we were watching this since like about a $10 card. We're now seeing $21.70 for this card, $21.98 being the lowest listed verified. After that, $26. So card's going to be $30. In my opinion, this card should probably cost as much as the Bulbasaur and if the Squirtle, if not, because you can pull those from Stellar Crown like the set. This card is only limited to promo from Obsidian Flames ETB. So with, I believe, in my opinion, I would assume that's more scarce than a card you could pull from the set, especially Stellar Crown being a less popular set. A lot more people have skipped that set and didn't open as much product. So there's probably still a good amount of sealed Stellar Crown out there that are holding more Bulbasaurs and Squirtles. But how many more Obsidian Flames ETBs is there really going to be out there? Unless they keep printing more. But who knows? This is not financial advice. I think this card is going to continue going up. And just a quick mention, I believe the Pokemon Center version of this is also $150. Speaking of the Obsidian Flames ETB where the Charmander comes in, we are seeing this increase significantly. $74.74, lowest listed verified, $74.75. Then after that, 75, then 75, and then 80. So this ETB is shooting up. If it's $80, let's say the promo is 25. Let's just round up to 25. So what are you really paying for here? $25 for the promo, because you can just buy the promo, and then you're gonna spend, what is that, a $55 on 8 packs of Obsidian Flames, right? Now the last card I want to talk about is another promo from the Scarlet Violet era. Is the Greninja EX promo from the Shrouded Fable Premium Collection. You remember we were watching this around a $15 to $20 card, and when I saw the card, I was like, oh, this is severely undervalued because I did open one of the premium collections on my TikTok, but it's $38.94 market price with $37.80 lowest listed verified. So this is essentially a $40 card. This has also caused the increase in price of the Shrouded Fable sealed product, believe it or not. So this Greninja EX alone increased the price of this Shrouded Fable box because this is the only place you can get it. And as we know, Shrouded Fable is one of the least popular sets of the Scarlet and Violet era. And on top of that, you're spending $80 for the Greninja, which is around, what, $40 right now. So the other $40 you're spending is going to 5 Shrouded Fable booster packs? It doesn't seem like there's a lot of value there. Alright, beggars. That was a lot of things we went over. There were a lot of things we went over this time. I don't know if I could have squeezed anything else into this market watch. Let me know in the comments below what I missed, what you were expecting me to talk about, or what you want me to talk about next. Thank you for being a part of Bag Nation. I can't do it without you, baggers. But please, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and check if you're subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. 96% of you are not subscribed yet, so please, that'll help me out a lot and growing this channel. Alright, I'll see you in the next one, baggers.
Bag Bag plays games, aka Bag.